Is it on? I don't even know. Where do I look? I think it's on. I think it's on. How good is that? Hello everyone, welcome. This is very exciting. I've got this new iMac computer. It's the big screen. It's the 27 inch, and like the videos, like I'm like down in that corner, but then the end live button is down there, but then like all the stuff seems to be in the middle, but the camera's up the top. So anyway, help me out. How do I do this? Say hi if you're joining me. Super exciting news tonight. The book writing intensive is launching. More about that soon. If you're jumping on live, say hi. Say where you're from. I put a shirt on tonight. Like I thought I would dress up a little bit. Was out in the boat earlier today. Went for a surf in the afternoon. You might have seen. Got a catch and cook. Gosh, I so needed that catch and cook. You know, like I so needed it just to. You know how sometimes you just need things, and then when you do them, you feel so much better. Well, that was me this afternoon with the catch and cook out on the Noosa River. Welcome. We've got a few people joining us, so I'm going to get started. Guys, very exciting news tonight. The Inspirational Book Writers online book writing intensive for spring of 2020. We're officially open. I've been saying it for probably 3 weeks now. It's coming. We've even got some people who have kind of pre-registered and they've been waiting to get in. You guys will get in like the second this video is done, I promise you. I know people have been waiting. So tonight, what I want to do is I've got a couple of messages that I think are really important to share with the world right now around the importance of leadership and stepping up and sharing what you've got. I want to go into those in a moment. And then we're going to talk books. I want to give you a heap of value. I want to share with you what the book writing intensive is about. And if you've been on the fence, if you've been thinking about it, then I really hope that you will join us for the intensive. The pre-work is starting this month. We're starting as of tonight, tomorrow. And the intensive is the 5th to the 11th of October. So that's the intensive dates. But I'm not even sure with this new iMac if I'm even talking to everyone. It says 6 people are here. Guys, can you give me a comment if you are here? Oh, there we go. Now I've pressed the right button and I seem to be bigger. Look, I put a shirt on. I did a background. Got all the things. So would love you to say hi. If you're there, just say hi so I know I'm not talking to no one. Because even though it says live, this is new technology. I might have pressed the wrong button. Just getting used to these things, you know. Okay. Let's talk about something. So I was preparing for this call and I had a thought. And the thought was, sometimes, and I wonder if this is you, do you ever just get sick of your own bullshit? You know, do you ever get to that point of just frustration where you're just done with telling yourself you're going to do something? Who knows what it is? Maybe it is writing a book. Maybe you've been telling yourself that you're going to do that for a long time. And I get it. Like, books are really easy things to say, yeah, I'm going to do it. Or I'm writing a book, right? How many people have said that and then 15 years later, there it comes? You know, are you done with not taking action on it? Or done with not following through? Maybe starting, but not taking all the steps. You know, if you are done, maybe it is time to draw a line in the sand. And I was at the beach this afternoon, so I was literally in the sand, and I was thinking about how, hey Sigourney, I've got your book here, Sigourney. Guys, sometimes people say, is it possible to write your book in a week? I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Sigourney Weldon Leviathan has now, this was an initial proof, it's now dropped the N. 6-country Amazon bestseller, 6 countries. Look at the size of that. Look at the size of that. That is a big puppy. Is it possible to write your book in a week? There's the evidence. While I'm on this train, I may as well show you some more stuff. Abby Formosa, #1 Amazon bestseller, Becoming 13 Insights to a Gen Z Awakening. Written in a week. Big puppy, big puppy. Joanne Antoon, Cut the Crap. And again, big puppy, written in a week. Dr. Alexis Edwards, The Expansion Principle. Again, pretty decent size. What do we got here? 150 odd pages, written in a week. But here's the thing, it's not necessarily about size. That's what the ladies say, right? But it's how you use it. Georgina Knoll, From Hot Mess to Success. Little snippet one here. What, about 100 pages or so. So it's not about the size. But I just want to show you these. All of these came from recent intensives. It's so possible. It's so possible. So if you've been on the fence, if you've been thinking about it, then I think it's time to draw the line in the sand. Wouldn't you agree? Like, it's a time in human history where, you know, the sugar coating it just isn't going to cut it anymore. The hard reality of writing a book is that it does require commitment. It does require dedication. It does require an unrelenting desire to see the project through. It does require this inner conviction and fortitude to go, you know what I've got is valuable and I want to get it out to the world. Because until that decision is made, right? So one of the biggest things with writing a book is the decision to go, I'm in. Okay, I'm in. And you can just make that decision and you can do it yourself. How's that been working for you? Maybe great, maybe not. But what we've got here with this week, with the Inspirational Book Writing online book writing intensive, with the virtual week, is it's an opportunity for you to get support. Look, you could probably do it yourself. You know, I've written a book by myself. I've written it without support. But it's a bit like going up Mount Everest without Sherpas and oxygen. But you could do it, right? But it's just easier if you get support. So that's really what's on offer in the intensive, is the support, the coaching, the insight, the container, the little tap on the butt when you need to move, when you're procrastinating and you need to move on. It's the drop of insight when you need to get unstuck and get out of your own shit so you can keep moving forward. That's what the online book writing intensive is all about. You know, I think writing a book, I was thinking about this before, writing a book is a transformative experience because you are becoming someone new. At the very least, you are becoming an author. You are becoming an authority. And here's the thing is, this like authority piece gets bandied around a lot in the expert space, in the coaching industry. And, you know, my personal opinion is that authority doesn't mean a whole lot unless it's embodied. The people that get the most success are the ones that are embodied in their message. And that's why the way that we structure our containers is, it's an embodied transformational experience where you embody your message. And, you know, we've had some hilarious examples over the years. I remember a few years back on 2017 on the Book Writing Island. For everyone who's just recently started following us, from 2014 through 2019, for 6 years there, we ran in-person book writing events for a week on North Stradbroke Island off the coast of Queensland, and also on the big island of Hawaii. And one of the events in 2017, we had a lovely gentleman who was in the IT space. He was a leadership consultant, and he came to us and he he's a fairly logical sort of guy. And he got to the end of the week and he was like, Mr. Dave, would it be correct in saying that this was actually not really about a book? And I just had to laugh. I was like, well, yes, that's actually true. The book is the outcome, but it's the embodiment of the authority of your message, of who you are. That's the big inner piece. Okay, that's the big inner piece. And so, I want to just switch tangents a little bit here and talk about the year of 2020. What a year it's been, right? What a year it's been. And, if 2020 hasn't woken you up, then, God help us all. Like, if someone hasn't woken up in the year of 2020, how much more of a nudge do they need? Hey, Jackie Grant, awesome to have you on here. Hey, Christy. Guys, Jackie was with us in the January book writing intensive. Christy's husband, Ben, has just published with us, Healing Life with Cancer. It's certainly a crazy year, absolutely crazy year. And I think what's happening is the universe, the world is like previously, how the universe would like tap you on the shoulder and be like, hey, I think you should do that, right? Hey, Fiona, thanks. I think I am looking good. I put collared shirt on. We've got the background. I feel like one of those, do you ever watch those on The Simpsons? Chief Wiggum, he used to have run news conferences and they'd put like an official background behind him, but actually the official background was of like an office, but really he was on holidays in the Bahamas or something. I feel like I'm doing a little bit of that right now, but in reverse. Anyway, yeah, if normally I think the universe just taps you on the shoulder and is like whispers. I think in 2020 it's actually going, it's like just taking people's feet from under them, right? If you haven't built a solid foundation. If you don't have a solid foundation, we're being asked to create a new foundation. Now, I love books because you can do so many different things with books. And actually, I just want to share a piece of my heart right now. The reason why I love books so much is because every single time that I have faced a problem in my life, I've turned to books. I've turned to the people that have years of experience on the problem that I'm trying to solve in my life. And every single time that I've been in a position of how do I say, distress, because I don't know where to turn, I don't know how to proceed, I've turned to books. And without fail, every single time, books have given me the solution. And sure, I may have needed to read 5, 6, 7, 12, 20, 30, for the more topics I'm more interested in, 30 books on the topic. But the fact of the matter is that the answers were in the books. And then some of those books I love so much that I went on and did further study or further courses or engaged with the author furthermore. So if anyone's wondering, like, how do books create business? Like, what's the ROI? How do I make money off my investment of the time and money into a book? Well, the book is something that can help your people out there to know, like, and trust you. So I wrote this one, Write, Publish, Launch. I wrote this at the start of this year in 28 hours of writing. I wrote this one. And the purpose of this is really to, and incidentally, this is my 7th book. This is the first one that I'm actually like, I think it might be okay. I think it might be okay. The first 6, I was like, ew. Putting them out into the world, right? So I just want to share that with people because, like, I've done 7 and I still get that little bit of imposter syndrome. I still think, is it good? But this one finally, I think after my 7th, I think it's pretty good. But the idea of this book is to give to people and say, here, take it and have a read. If you're on board with the flavor, if you're on board with the ideas, if you're on board with the vibe of the thing, then let's get in touch, because we'd probably be great to work together. And so in that way, the book becomes an opt-in, opt-out for people considering working with you. And especially if you polarize, and not in like a combative way, but just in a very clear, this is what I stand for, right? This is what I stand for. So, you know, I think it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear from the cover, from the vibe of everything that's happening on this screen, what we stand for, what I'm really trying to bring across in everything that we do at Inspirational Book Writers is the heart of the islands, right? I was born on a remote tropical island of Papua New Guinea. I've spent time in Fiji, Hawaii. Like, I love the islands. I love that spirit. I think if the world had more of that heart of the islands, then the world would be a better place. We'd have less problems. We'd have more harmony, more flow, more grace, more ease. And so that's what I try and bring forward. And it's not for everyone, and that's fine, right? But the more that I make that stand, hey, this is what I stand for, the better, the clearer it is for other people to go, yes for me or not for me. Okay? I'm just checking some of the comments here. L. Thompson, my cousin, says it was Mayor Quimby, not Chief Wiggum. Thank you. And that's from Pete. Thank you, Pete. Pete's my cousin. Glad I was corrected there. Jackie says books are a great lead-in. Absolutely. Jackie says, can do bariatric surgery, which was one of Jackie's books. It did that for her. It's what you stand for. And so a big part of the week is calling you forward into, hey, what do you stand for? Right? What do you stand for? What do you stand against? And I think this is a very important thing right now in terms of leadership in the world, because I want to ask you the question: do you think at this point right now in the world that we have effective leadership? Do we have effective leadership? Now, I think part of being an effective leader is being able to hold opposing points of view without cancelling out the other person. You know, to be able to say, this is what I believe and this is what I hold true, and then to be in the presence of another who says, well, this is what I believe and this is what I believe to be true, and to not negate them or shut them down, but just to be like, it's okay for us to have different views, right? And so what I'm getting at here is the whole, if you're not happy with the leadership that's out there in the world right now, then we've got to go back to Gandhi. Be the change. Be the change that you want to see. If you don't change it within you, how can you see it outside of yourself? I'll just go through a couple of comments here. Christy says, books are my freedom of inner peace. Yes. Yes, books can take you into another world. Like if you are experiencing problems, stress, distress, chaos in your world, and you don't know where to turn, and then you go to a book and you find the answer, then you can start to restore order. You can start to restore happiness. You can start to find solutions to your problems and maybe not be in as much stress, maybe not be in as much distress. And so with all the chaos that's going on out in the world right now, I think it is so timely for those people who have something to share. And if you're watching this, then I'm talking to you. If you've got something to share, if you've got something that will help the world, that will solve people's problems, that will uplift communities, that will in some way raise the consciousness of humans, then there has never been a better time to start to express that, to put it in a book and build a piece of foundation for your future. Yep, Christy says, yep, it's on. Yeah, guys, Christy Huggins, following in her husband's footsteps. She has a book coming out very, very soon too. Jackie Grant says it's a great time to get your book out. Absolutely. Thanks, Jackie. You know, I just think if you're not going to wake up now, when are you ever going to wake up? And I think a big part of that for business people, I know a lot of business people are locked down. My heart goes out to everyone in Victoria right now and in different parts of the world. What are you going to emerge from 2020 with? That's what I want to know. What are you going to emerge with? Are you going to emerge with a new foundation for something new? Who knows? So I want to just talk for a moment. I feel like that's been my rant. I'm quite passionate about getting people's messages out because, you know, what do they say? When good people stay silent, that's when, I'm not going to get this quote right, but when good people stay silent, that's when the shit goes even crazier, right? So, you know, on that front, I just want to talk to you a little bit about the type of books that we're publishing, that we're bringing out to the world. You know, I just want to talk about a few of them and a couple of ones from yesteryear that I just think are superb, absolutely superb. So this one here, Drugs Do Not Discriminate: How to Overcome and Recover from Drug Addiction by Glenn Munso. Absolutely superb book, guys. Absolutely superb book. Did 4,000 copies in its first year. Glenn did a 15-month tour around Australia. Very simple message. He helps youth get off drugs through health and fitness. 5 steps. He's sharing his 5-step formula. You know, what a game changer this has been for communities all around Australia to help get their youth off drugs. Guys, Glenn, like, you know, sometimes people go, oh, I'm not like good at English, or I'm not like proper at stuff. And it's like, oh, fuck that. Seriously, the time for getting concerned about 18th century English literature is gone. I don't care. I do not care. It's about the message. Guys, Glenn has written this in very simple and easy to understand language, and it is hitting the mark. He still sells this day after day. Even now, he launched this the start of 2017, 3 years in, right? A great story, so uplifting, helping people get off drugs. Stacey Ashley, the new leader, From Team Member to People Leader, a practical guide. When people in organizations are promoted into positions of leadership, often they don't have those leadership skills. They have the technical skills, but not the leadership skills to actually lead people. Stacey teaches people how to be great leaders, how to lead people. You know, amazing. And does so in corporate environments. Guys, before I did this, I was a lawyer. Not the right environment for me. To be honest, I couldn't stand it. And so thank goodness that people like Stacey work in that space and bring heart and leadership and teaching and learning in for people in that space. Amazing book. Absolutely amazing book. Here's one you've probably seen doing the rounds a lot. Dane Thomas, Clear Your Shit. A Bible for Accelerated Evolution. If you're familiar with the spiral, with emotional clearing methodologies, this is the manual. This is the manual. I saw Dane write this on the deck of the Inspirational Book Writer's House. Did it in a week. This book contains the methodology for Dane's modality. So if you're out there and you've got a modality that you want to be codified, you know, his modality is now registered, International Institute of Complementary Therapies, And many of our book writers have used a book to help them further their modality and get their modality registered with international bodies like the IICT. Okay? Great book, Clear Your Shit. Christy, I wish I had a copy of Ben Huggins' book, Healing Life After Cancer. I wish I had it on me right now, Christy, because Ben Huggins' book is just superb, guys. Christy called me, 6 weeks or so ago and was like, look, the doctors have said that my husband is, he's a couple of days away. That's it. He's on his way out. We need to get his book out pronto. And so we got to it. And in what I got to meet Christy and Ben the other week down in Noosa, and in just one of the most beautiful things that, like, it's really a truly great occasion when these sort of meetings happen. Christy and Ben said to me that this has given Ben a new lease on life. He now has purpose to carry forward his life and live longer than what the doctors have said. The doctor said, oh, you've got 3 days, buddy. He's like, now he's a man on a mission because he wants to get this message out about natural healing. And he's gaining weight, he's getting healthier, but now he has a purpose. Now he's bringing things forward. So many great stories, guys, so many great stories. Heidi Denning, her middle name is Courage. How self-leadership transforms pressure into performance, chaos into clarity, and rage into resilience. Isn't this a book for the times? Heidi Denning, leadership speaker, wanted to write a book, wanted to raise her speaking profile, get booked for more gigs, writes this book based on her life's experiences, draws out the lessons, right? Some of those bits were rather sticky. I won't go into details, but she really had to embody the courage, particularly on one particular chapter I'm thinking of, to really find the gold out of quite a traumatic circumstance, which she talks about in this book. Anyway, book comes out, International Women's Day speaker, featured in the Sydney Morning Herald, celebrities picking up her books, speaking profile just goes. If you want to read it, if you want to hear about the case study and hear all about Heidi, you can check it out on our website. Amazing story. Doesn't the world need self-leadership right now? Doesn't the world need self-leadership right now? I'll tell you what. I just love it. I get fired up. Christy says, yeah, wow, that's cool. I'd love that. And guys, Jackie Grant just says, I'm in the process. Can do bariatric surgery, getting that into the USA. Absolutely. Part of what we do, and this is like, so what I'm talking about tonight is helping you to write the book. But after you've written the book, then we take people through to publish and launch the book as well. And if you want to join us for that, then we talk about that at the end of the intensive. Or if you've got a manuscript, just send us a PM, and you might not even need to come to the intensive. You might just come plug straight into our publishing system. I want to talk about the international, the Amazon bestseller and international Amazon bestseller for a moment. So a couple of books here from earlier this year. So like I said, Sigourney with Leviathan, 6-country bestseller, 6 countries. Dr. Alexis Edwards in the USA. I believe she was in Florida. Now she's in Oregon. International bestseller, Australia and the USA. Abby Formosa, Joanne Antoon, #1 in Australia. Georgina Knoll, #1 in Australia, #1 in the UK. Hot new release in the USA. And I believe there was one other place there was a hot new release. Now, why is that bestseller stuff important? You know, sometimes I hear people in the industry, they put shit on it. And to be honest, they don't really. I don't think people really get it. I just want to share my perspective on that. So, if there's 2 books that someone is scrolling on Amazon or they're seeing it on Facebook, if there's 2 books and one says Amazon bestseller and one does not say Amazon bestseller, and they're basically apples for apples, which book is the person going to go for? They're going to go for the one that has the extra stamp on it, right? Simples. If there's something that will help your message to get to people more so that they actually buy it, they actually read it, they actually consume it, they actually get the energetic transmission that's in the book, they actually integrate that into their body so that they change, so that they can solve their problems, whatever we can do to make that happen, let's do it. Let's do it. Because it's about getting good quality messages out to people that need it, because holy fuck, there's a lot of people beside themselves right now. There's a lot of people struggling. Hey, Sally. Incredibly. Love it. Guys, Sally has an awesome book coming out very, very soon. Sally was part of the June intensive. Sally has a lot of awesome things. She's one of the most tapped in to the feminine people I've ever met, and her ability to express, various topics that affect the feminine, where the feminine is disregarded, is second to none. I'm really excited for Sally's book coming out soon. That's the other thing I want to say. We at Inspirational Book Writers, we believe in free speech. We believe in free speech. I know there's been already somewhat of an assault on free speech, and the various online platforms beginning to censor books, censor messages. In fact, we had one book writer, Zephyria Bell, who was censored by Amazon in April at the height of Corona. She was censored for expressing a one-line opinion on a certain topic that is very hot right now, starting with V. And yeah, it's not even what the book's about. It's not even what the book's about, but she was censored. And so what I want to say to everyone out there is, at Book Writers, we have a backup plan, and then another backup plan should this become an issue. So basically what I'm saying is, we will not censor you. We will encourage you to say what you've got to say. Because and this goes back to the thing that I said at the start about effective leadership, right? I believe one of the hallmarks of an effective leader is the ability to hold and be okay with contrasting views at the same time. So, if you're expressing your truth, that's your truth. No one has to agree with it, right? Everyone might disagree with it. That's fine. There might be a percentage of people that do agree with it. But I really do believe that we need to preserve free speech. And so I want you to know that that is something that we hold dear. We are big advocates for free speech. We are big advocates for free thinking, for free markets, for freedom in general. And let's just say that. Let's just say that. Cool. What else do I want to say? I feel like I've just been which is fun. I hope it's been fun for you. It's been fun for me. What else do I want to say? I made some notes. Talked about this. Oh, yes. Okay. Now I want to speak to the hidden gems out there. The hidden gems. So what do I mean by hidden gems? Okay. I'm talking about those people who normally sit in the background, who normally are more, not passive, but who sit in the background and who normally aren't as forward. Okay? I know I can be very forward sometimes. I can also be very reserved. I want to talk to those hidden gems because I think you've got an opportunity right now, and I want to extend an opportunity to you that if you're one of those people that normally sits back, I'd love to call you forward and be like, all right, now's the time to share. Now's the time. Join us in a safe space, in an encouraging space, in a space that has your best interests at heart. You know, I think sometimes people hold back from starting to write their book or maybe joining a group container because they're scared of the judgment or the judgment that others may put on. And so what I want to promise you is that we don't operate at all from a space of judgment. It is a complete place of freedom to be creative, to express, to play with the message, to get the message out, to experiment, and to be guided and directed. So I just wanted to speak to those hidden gems. It's almost like, the way I think about hidden gems is like, it's like when you're somewhere. I'm thinking about a particular movie where the Grown Ups 2. That's right. How is it with the movie references? They're having this big party, the band's playing, but then the music gets pulled, but then there's this little girl still singing, and she just has the most spectacular voice, but no one knew she could sing. If you're that little girl with that spectacular voice, now is your opportunity. Okay, let me just talk a couple of mechanics and then I'm going to round out. Thank you guys for being here. This has been super, super fun. So what is the online book writing intensive? It is a fully supported virtual book retreat to help you write your book in a week. Simple as that. The offer has always been the same. Help you write your book in a week. Now, what do you get out of that? So starting tonight, tomorrow, the Facebook group, that's where it all happens. We have, Christy says, I love seeing all the books. So there's going to be an insane group energy of supportive, dynamic, awesome people from all over the world. Our last event had people from 10 countries, all on the same mission. And I tell you what, when you go together, it's easier. It's just easier. So we will have the lead up, the build up happens this month through to the actual intensive where the bulk of the work gets done. That's on the 5th to the 11th of October. That is an intensive week. And the idea of that is that you create space, because have you heard that saying, nature abhors a vacuum? I hope I said abhor. I seem to be abhor, right? Hey, Marina. Marina is joining us in the intensive. Great to have you on the call now. Marina will get you in the group literally as soon as I'm done on this call. So what else do we do in the intensive? So during the intensive, every single day is broken up into check-ins. We have 5 Zoom check-ins per 24-hour period, okay? Thanks, Davina. Davina says the 5th to the 11th. And guys, you are fully supported by myself and our coaching team. So our coaching team is Davina Davidson, who is actually the author of this book, Resilient as Fuck, The Subtle Art of Bending Not Breaking, Amazon bestseller. Davina, also known as the Oracle, just has the intuitive drops, amazing. So Davina is joining us as one of the coaches. And if you are international, we also have, we totally have you covered. Nicole McClellan is joining us. She's our coach for North America. So if you're in Canada or USA, anywhere in the USA, then Nicole has your time zones covered, and as well there's an overlap. So you'll get me as well, your evening, our morning, okay? And we break up the week into bite-sized pieces, right? bite-sized pieces. So there's a stack of check-ins. You also get our feedback on your work. So we have these things called Snippet Reviews where you send in 1,000 words. We get to review it, give you feedback on how you're going. Okay. If you join the intensive, you get 2 of those during the week. If you join the Diamond Intensive package, you get unlimited reviews for the week. And of course, we set it up the whole thing is a ritual, okay? There's an opening ceremony, a closing ceremony. It's part of how we create the transformation. And as well, if you might see on the sales page, you might see the sales page, which I'll just see if I can get in the link there. Yep. Oh, look at that. I was able to copy paste while speaking. That is very clever of me. I'm on this new computer with this new setup, so anything that works, I'm like, hallelujah, it's working. This is so good. So there's a couple of other options. If you want to get a one-on-one Bookmap session with me, there's an option there for that too. And if you want the one-on-one Bookmap and to have myself and our coaching team as like your book coach in your back pocket, so to speak, then there's a diamond option as well to get even more support through the process. Rashid, thank you, my man. Rashid says, this is what I was talking about the other day. Ryan Pinto, hey. So yeah, there's a couple of different options depending on how much support you want, how much one-on-one time you want from me and my coaches. There's payment plans on everything, guys. I've literally made this as easy as possible for you to say yes. And that's the jam. The jam is we are here to help you write a book in a week. And like I said, here's so many examples. And this is just what I could hold in 2 hands. There's literally behind here, I've had to make room on a new shelf for new books. So guys, that's the offer. We've made it super inexpensive, guys. We used to charge $15,000 to come on the book writing island. Our most expensive package here is $2,000. And you can get in for as little as 250 Australian dollars. If you're in the USA, that's like even less. I think it's like 180 or something. 180 US, like absolutely bonkers. We could not do this any like less expensively. And I'll tell you why. I'll be super upfront with you. I'll tell you why we do it at this super easy, accessible price point is because I always believe that what's the best way to show someone that you can actually help them? The best way to show someone that you can actually help them is to actually help them. And so that's what we do. We say, here, it's super easy to get started. It's a very low investment. Come and join us. Let us demonstrate that we can help you. Demonstrate to yourself that you have what it takes to write a book. And then at the end of the week, we will say, all right, who wants to join us for publish and launch? And yes, that is an extra investment because obviously there's publishing expenses, editing, formatting, cover designs, printing, uploads, all this extra stuff. But really, this is the first step. Okay, this is the first step. Another thing I'll mention that I haven't mentioned. Oh, Davina says it's a whole lot of fun. Yeah, it is. It's really a lot of fun, Davina. It so is. Yeah, I get pretty fiery sometimes, but it is really fun. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't fun. I made that commitment to myself long ago when I left law. I was like, if work's not fun, I'm not doing it. So yeah, I promise you it'll be fun. Oh, Mr. Dr. Ryan Parson from Aspen, Colorado. Great to have you on the call. Guys, Ryan joined us in Hawaii on the Big Island for the book retreat in March of 2019, wrote his book, Your Money CEO. Ryan helps people build their wealth through alternative investment strategies. Such a timely topic right now, Mr. Ryan. Yes, the world needs your sort of advice pronto. What else did I want to say? I just wanted to share a couple of things. So in terms of size of the book, sometimes people ask me, Dave, what size book should I be aiming to write? Personally, I like the smaller sizes, just simply because the Barnes& Noble research on book sizes says that books of about 100 pages are the ones that are most likely to get read. Okay, that's just what the stats say from Barnes & Noble. As the book gets bigger, because there's so many people that buy books and then don't read them, right? So the Barnes & Noble stats show that the bigger the book, the less likely it is someone is to read it in one sitting. Now, I don't want that to discourage anyone who's got a big book, and certainly we do plenty of books that are like the 40, 50, 60,000 word mark range. The big thing is just about making it compelling. Okay, if what you've got to share is compelling, you'll just hit all day long, and people will be engrossed. And just on that, in terms of being compelling, one of the things that we focus in a lot on, we actually have a training on this in the members area. I forgot to say, you get a members area as well. Davina, how could I forget the members area? And we've just redone it. It looks really snazzy, if I do say so myself. One of the things that we do spend time on is how to create a compelling introduction. Because, people open the book, if they're not engaged straight away, then, you don't tend to have too many chances these days with people's attention span. So we've come up with, we've looked at many successful books, and we have drawn out the 8 key things that make a successful introduction, and there's a training on that. So it's just one of the cool things that's in there. I'm just going to check my notes. Davina, is there anything else that I haven't mentioned? Davina's like my second in charge, the oracle of book writers, the intuitive, gets you unstuck. Often in the Book Writers Week, when we're on the Zoom calls and someone's a bit stuck, I just go, Davina, what have you got to say? And Davina just goes, and then drops like the absolute bomb. Christy says she might need help with the introduction builder. Absolutely, Christy. We can send that to you. What else do I have to say? Yeah, who is this not for? So the intensity, it's not really, if you're writing fiction, if you're writing fantasy or something like that, it's not really for you. And the simple reason is we just don't have our coaching team isn't set up for that. We're set up primarily to help non-fiction books that are inspirational life stories, that are sharing a story, drawing the lessons out, that have a how-to, have a methodology or a modality, or something that solves people's problems, raises consciousness, or uplifts communities. That's where we sit. If you are writing a metaphor, like a very long metaphor, then yes, we can probably do that, because all our coaches are NLP trained, so we're experienced in metaphors. If you're unsure, just shoot me a message. Dr. Ryan has just said, you and your team are amazing, Dave. Never could have completed mine without you. Dr. Ryan, thank you so much. Thank you. That's so awesome. Yeah, you were superb, my friend. I loved watching you in Hawaii just bash it down and get the coconuts off the tree, and then just boom, there came the book. That's right, Davina. I forgot to mention. Yeah, so on the Sunday, so on the closing ceremony, after the closing ceremony, we are having an after party. And isn't it time to have a party right now? Like, who just feels like, with all the craziness of the world, who just wishes they could go to a party right now and just be like, and listen to some nice music, have a cool drink, and just relax into the awesomeness that you've just created. So we are having an after party, special surprise. I'm so looking forward to the after party. There is an after party. After party, after party, after party. I should have just sold it as like, there's an after party. I can't believe I didn't mention the after party, Davina. I'm just going to see, I'm just going to have one final check if there's anything else I want to tell you guys. Oh, yes, there's so many things. There's so many things in this. Guys, one of the other things that we do in the group intensive, in the pre-work, is I'm going to actually hold 2 live classes for you. 2 live classes. Number one, it's a group bookmap session. So our bookmap session is the one that helps you get clear on the purpose for your book, the vision for your book, the message, and the structure. Okay? It is the starting point. It is the absolute first place. It'll save you months, if not years, of false starts by getting you started on the right foot, getting your through line from the get-go, giving you direction. Okay? So that bookmap session we're doing a group one. And like I said before, if you want a one-on-one with me, there's also an option for that too. That's the first live class. The second live class is what we call the Quantum Book Writing Strategy session. So, how do you write a book in a week? That's what's in the Quantum Book Writing Strategy session. Hint, a lot of it is about setting up your environment, creating the space, and getting into the right state to let the message come through. Super powerful session. Included as bonuses for anyone that joins the October intensive, this intensive right now. You will get the recordings from June, both the quantum and the bookmap session. And as well as that, we will do live classes. We are doing live classes. I'm going to do that for you guys. All right. I think I've said it all, Davina. After party. After party. I am so excited about the after party. I'm also excited. And you know why I'm excited? I'll tell you why I get excited by the after party. Because when you do something great in life, you must celebrate. And if you don't celebrate, you don't create that positive feedback loop of like, oh, I did this great thing. So imagine this. Join us, plan the book out this month, write the book the 5th to the 11th, come to the closing ceremony, feel that satisfaction of, oh, I did it. I don't know how I did, but I did it. And then come join us at the after party. All right, team, any questions, hit me up. We're getting the group started tonight. Everyone's jumping in. Thanks, Christy. Looking forward to it all. Davina, rock and roll. Team, any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I will see you in the group. And, let's keep fighting the good fight and get some great messages out to the world this spring. Take care, and I'll see you soon.